Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. I've been on another programming tear, idea tear, and so what I have done is I've created the TRRO 2016 TRO Zones Dashboard. It includes the kitchen sink. That's just a joke, since this indicator has just about everything, and if it doesn't already have it, it will. Here's the TRO zones. We've got the price, the previous mid, the current mid, the low, the high, the open, the previous close, average range, close minus open, high minus close minus low, the fib retrace from one period ago, in this case daily, the NFP, where it is, NFP zone. We've got pivot points. We've got ATR zones, rat zone, holo zone, the buy zone, the wick zone, and the breakout. Now, that's way too much. So what I've done is I've given you, the user, the ability to customize the indicator through inputs. Now you see when I drag this over here, there's just too much data. It just goes over the chart. So what you can do is you can come here and edit the inputs. If you put a 0, that means you don't want that column. So you can see here open, high, low aren't shown. So let's just say there's some other, we don't want this to show. And let's see, let's say we don't want the range to show because we just want to know, is it outside the range? So we do that and it adjusts over. And you still have too much on here. So you can come over and say, okay, what else don't I need? Well, let's just say that you're not somebody who likes the fibs. And maybe you don't care about the NFP zones. But you do like the pivots, and you'd like to see the pivots closer to the front. So you might want to see the pivots over on in column 14. Now I start from here, 1, 2, 3, I count backwards. I could change the indicator, but I kind of like counting backwards from here because I know where this edge is and how far it is from here, but I don't know where you put this. So I can't like just come in the middle here. So I count there, so you're going to have to count madly backwards. Let's see, we wanted to put the pivot points over, I think, in column 14. Let's see what happens. So there you go. You see how that moved? Nice and simple. So that's just one way you can use this as a, you can either use it as a separate dashboard, you can put it here and have multiple pairs, and of course you can click on the buttons and change the chart, and there is an option here. If you want to change all the charts, you set it to true, and you can see here we've got the euro here, everything else, but if we hit the button, now they're all switched. That's one other way you can use it. Or what you can do is you can come into the inputs and you scroll down, and you see in the symbols, you come in and you just blank it out, and it'll just pick up whatever chart you're looking at. And then here you can see it displays across the top. So these are things I like to look at, even though I'm not really that big on range so much because I look at the average true range here. So I can come in here, and once again, I don't really care about the previous close on this particular screen. I don't care about the range, and I really don't care about the average range, but I like to have the GPS up there so I can see, here's my GPS, close minus open, the high minus the close, and the close minus the low. I can see here that we're within the threshold pips of the open. I can see the fib retrace from yesterday. I can see it's in the current NFP zone. which is yesterday's, because yesterday was Friday, this is Saturday. So we're looking at the zone of, for the NFP high and low, where it is. It's in between those two. Now we also have the, where is it? It crossed the pivot. You can see here pivot. And there's no zone activity over here. So, and you probably think it's like RumpledOne. That's a chart on drugs. And in a way you might be right. But the thing is, for me, all these numbers mean something. And when I see price hitting it, I know whether to get in, get out, or not to get in and get out. Because really, I just have these on here just because. This isn't a trading screen. This is a do I want to trade it screen. Because usually, well, let's see, I probably would have it on a chart like this, template. I'm not going to worry about that for now. But anyway, I usually have the whole dashboard over here. Then I can see it, because when I'm trading, it's just like I want to see what's called confluence. Many things happening at the same time. So if we go back over here, we can look at the euro, and we can see here that we have it. It's past the ATR zone. It's in the upper rat zone because high minus close is 5, so we know that. And it's above the highest open right here. So I've got three things. I consider this a slot machine, because see, these three things right here are reversal trades. So that's why I grouped them together. Whereas the buy zone, wick zone, and breakout, these are all breakout trades. So that's why they're grouped together over here. And these are telling me where price is relative. These are all like GPS type indications. So there is a method to the madness here. So if this was a live chart, if the market was open, I'd be looking for shorts. And that's why I have my rotation in middle, previous middle, to see if price starts to rotate. And when these start to turn red over here, price is rotating down. I explain rotation in another video. So, but this is what I really look at now for deciding when to enter a trade. So the first criteria for a reversal would be hopefully to have these three lit up like this, or this could be in the zone, and then I look for it to come back down. That's what happened here when I shorted the euro yesterday. Unfortunately, I didn't ride it all the way down. I left many a pip on the table as a tip. Really big tip on that trade. So we can always come back here. We can look and see, okay, for example, we've got 3 lit up here on the dollar yen. So we come here, and once again, you can see it's in the lower ATR zone. It's in the rat zone because close minus the low is 10, and it's below the lowest open right here. So this is why I created this, because I can look at this, especially these, and I can see when they're lit up, as opposed to trying to look at the numbers. Even though I can do it, the calculation in my head, this is much easier, and it gives me more information, and much faster way to determine where my trades are. And there's a lot to do on this indicator. I probably need to work on the alerts and work on a few other things. Maybe put what time period each one of these is calculated for underneath there. There's some room there. But right now, this is still beta. Hopefully, I won't find any more problems with it. But I find it to be very useful. And like I said, guys, yeah, when I have it crunched down, it's definitely a chart on drugs. But once again, I'm looking for confluence. You know, I've got the pivots and the middle pivots. You know, I've got yesterday's low, yesterday's high. Just all the things, the horizontal lines that I like to look at. So the main thing here is that now I've created a tool that's going to obsolete or make a lot of my other indicators obsolete, because we don't need them, because we've got it all here in this one. And so I'll probably keep adding columns, and it'll, way too big, and then you'll just have to pick which ones you use. And so the best way to do it is maybe have one screen like this, or a screen like this with everything loaded up, have the indicator showing over here, which I could probably do that real quick. All I have to do is come in here, hit the reset button, and let's see, let's get rid of some of the ones I don't want. We don't need range. We don't need that one. We want the GPS. And see, when I reset, we get all the... So you might want to have something that looks like this, even though... Okay, you know what I don't really need on this one? It might sound silly, but I really don't need to see price here. So, and actually, I don't need to see any of these because that's what these are telling me. So we can take that off. But once again, this gives you, the user, the trader, the flexibility to make this what you want it to be. So now I can look here and go, okay, yeah, I want to go trade the euro. I flip there, so now I can see yes, yes, yes. I can come over to another chart that I actually used to trade and go from there. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this indicator, and please let me know if you find any bugs. Let me know if you have any ideas. Hopefully your ideas are doable and not too crazy. And as always, fellow traders, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. TheRumpledOne signing off.